Well, isn't this a pleasant surprise?
Took the words right out of my mouth. Come in.
Thank you.
I assume you came here to see your aunt.
Yes, we were going to get together to make arrangements for some theater parties after the opening of my dance company. What's all this? Is someone moving out?
In, and it's me.
Well, isn't that interesting? And how did all this come about?
Well, I got tired of living alone, and so did she, and we've been friends for years and years.
Oh, yes, that's right. You told me that you used to live at the old Whitney Mansion, and now you're going to be living with Geraldine here?
Well, as long as she'll have me. Or until Prince Charming shows up at the front door on his white horse.
I don't believe they allow horses through this lobby.
Well, I don't believe there are any more Prince Charmings.
Oh, well.
Well, sit down. I'll get us a drink.
Oh, that'd be very nice.
Okay. Yes, I think I shall have one. I'm in a very festive mood.
Well, you're certainly looking very well.
I am?
I hear that you've been through some very harrowing experiences.
Yes, I have. What would you like? We only have bourbon.
That would be fine, thanks.
Okay. Well, first I was shot at, and then I had to go to April's house because Molly Sherwood, the killer, went there, and I had to go warn her.
Well, that really was very brave of you, risking death the second time around.
Just don't get the wrong impression that I'm one of these pioneer-type women.
Oh, doesn't that image please you?
Well, it's not true. I happen to be one of the most whimsical women you'll ever meet.
So true, funny how it seems, always in time, but never in line for dreams. Head over heels, went toe to toe. This is the sound of my soul. This is the sound. I want a ticket to the world, but now I've come back again. Why do I find it hard to write the next line? Oh, I want the truth to be said. I know this much is true. I know this much is true. With a thrill in my head and a pill on my tongue, there's over nerves that have just begun. Listening to Marvin all night long. This is the sound of my soul. This is the sound, always slipping from my hands. Stands a time of its own. Take your seaside arms and write the next line. Oh, I want the truth to be known.
do unto others before others do unto you.
Oh, something like that.
You know, a girl could get used to living like this.
I am your humble servant. Your wish is my command.
Well, my wish may not get you out of here until well after noon.
Well, let me just make it official here. Good morning. You look as lovely now as you did last night.
You liar.
Did you enjoy the evening?
Yes, I did. Immensely.
Well, I'm glad. I wanted our first little get-together to be something special.
Well, it was. We're just gonna have to do this more often.
Well, those are my sentiments precisely.
Except I know you're such a busy man, and you do have a commitment.
Well, sometimes my commitment has commitments. Martine has got very little free time right now, and she's going to have even less once we begin auditions and rehearsals, and practically none once we open.
I see. So I am the side dish.
I do want to see you again, Raven.
I don't know if I want to see you again.
Isn't it a little late to play hard to get?
It's just that I don't like the idea of being in someone's harem, especially not when I'm in the second spot.
Well, that's hardly the case.
And another thing is, I'm not accustomed to sharing my men.
Human beings are very adaptable creatures, Raven. You'll get used to it.
And if I don't?
Well, that's your prerogative.
I see. So, I can take it or leave it, huh?